All right.
You can endorse him, Nora.
We have. So we'll move on to the chairman's report briefly. I just want to address a couple things. I want to address a couple things before our guest speaker comes up. And this is just the chairman's report. We'll do the vice chair's report as well. Guys, if we could keep it down.
Can you
Try to move on with our meeting so we can have some elections come in here and give us a brief overview of what's going to happen in the next election from the supervisor elections. We have, I believe everybody in this room has had the opportunity to speak tonight if they wanted to speak on the issue. All right. There was an email that was circulated this weekend that accused the Lee County Republican Executive Committee of a lot of unethical practices, and it was full of lies and mistruths, misstatements. And I just want to address that. I'm not going to mention the author of the email, but I want to let you guys know, because you are the REC members, and there are people in this community that are saying that you lied, that you cheated, and that you were supporting and endorsing candidates as late as last April. And I want to tell you guys, and I want to tell you, who's all the guests here, and those who are watching this via live stream on Facebook, that email that was circulated that said the Lee County Republican Executive Committee or its leaders endorsed a slate of candidates for school board, that is an absolute 100% lie. I'm going to go point by point through this email and let you know why those statements were lies, so that you can go and tell your community members that the REC, as you saw tonight, we may disagree, just like most Americans can disagree. Many people in our own families disagree with each other. But we can do it politely, we can do it appropriately, we can have our disagreements, but we're not going to break the rules. And what this author of this email, who's a school board candidate, said was that the executive committee broke the rules, and that each and every one of you here, who was a member in April, broke the rules. So if you want a copy of the email, I'm happy to forward it to you after, but I don't want to talk about the person's name. I want to talk about what actually happened.
So he's going to basically do an endorsement.
So
without an
in the
endorsement.
email,
Yeah,
it says,
that's right.
in the first paragraph, it is not a pretty picture on the part of the Lee County Republican Executive Committee, the committee that falls under the authority of the Republican Party of Florida and the RNC. That's us. Denise Nystrom, you're more than welcome to hang out and listen to the rebuttals.
Oh, I'm not leaving.
About April of last year, and this is a quote, about April of last year, the LCREC chose 4 candidates to run as a slate to fill our 4 school board seats that would be open in 2022. For those of you who were members in April, for those of you who were members around that time in April, I want you to think about, did we endorse school board candidates last spring? We didn't. So would you call that statement a lie? Would you call that statement a lie?
Point of information.
Point of
Point of
information.
information.
Go ahead.
I wrote the email. So what?
What?
No.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so you wrote the email? Okay, thank you.
Okay, excuse me.
Did you have some more information?
Yes.
to provide?
Yes, I do.
Information.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. So what happened was, in July, I had been, so you want the story. In July, I was doing a CRT textbook review and was approached by somebody that told me that Matt Caldwell and Terry Miller had selected 4 candidates to run. Subsequently, after that, a meeting was set up with both of them that included Pastor Rick Stevens, Pastor Robert Roper, Mr. Dan Severson, Mr. Mark Gillespie, Christy DiVigelli, and myself.
I was going to get, is that what you mentioned in that paragraph?
Hang on, excuse me.
I thought you were talking about new.
Since you're trying to disparage me,
I did not mention your name.
Point of information.
You're the one that told
I
us
never
you lied.
used the word endorsed. I never used the word endorsed. Okay? I never said that you endorsed anybody. It was evident that you were supporting people. That's what's been going on here, actually, since. No, well, if you're going to go point by point from my email, I'm going to go point. I'm going to go point by point.
This is the chairman's report, and you didn't ask anybody in this room whether they chose 4 candidates to run as a slate.
They said
before
they
you
chose.
said that.
They said they.
Ma'am,
They told.
your point of information is
they
over.
told-
Ma'am, please sit down.
Point
you
of
can stand
order.
up.
No.
I think we
This
should
is
move
my.
on.
You're not telling the
my
truth right now.
opportunity. Okay.
You're not
Point of
This is
order.
childish.
Move talking.
This is my opportunity as the chairman to defend the attacks that a school board candidate made about the Lee County Republican Executive Committee. So this candidate says that the LCREC chose 4 candidates to run as a slate to fill the 4 school board seats that would be
As
open in
was
2022.
confirmed by Matt Caldwell and Terry Miller the day that we had 2 passengers in the room.
Point of order.
It
This
would-
is
would be
inappropriate,
nice if I
sir.
could
It isn't.
speak during.
Point
This
of
is
order.
disparaging.
I know-
This is about being
Point of
disparaging.
order. So
Point of
while
order,
you're-
Mr.
So while you're
Chairman.
thinking
Yeah,
that we can
further-
go into a
Point of
forum
order.
in an objective way.
Point of order.
While you're saying we can go into a forum in an objective way, while I'm sitting here, while nothing has been objective about this process at all where I'm concerned, now you're going to disparage me further by reading this email, which is, I know the one mistake I made in the email, and it wasn't what you're suggesting right now.
Do you want to?
Point of order. Can we move on? This is toxic. It's not helping anybody.
This
So
is a
after we
personal.
learn
This
how
is
to
a personal
toxic environment,
affront.
we
It's a
have a
personal
toxic
attack.
You
environment.
guys need to focus. We dealt with your motions.
Okay.
We dealt with everything
Point of order.
appropriately. This is my
Which
opportunity
is
as the chairman to give a
point of
report.
information.
Ma'am, if you want
That
to
is
accuse,
your way
if
of
you want to
disparaging
accuse me
me
of something,
among all of these
if you
people.
want to disparage
That is
me in
your
an
way of
email, you
disparaging
better be
me
prepared for
among
me to
all of these
respond.
people. Excuse
I
me?
motion to
If you want to
adjourn.
disparage me in an email, you
I second it.
I motion to adjourn.
all in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
All right, the noes have it. We're going to continue. So further,
I appeal the
may I
chair's decision.
Division of the House.
further,
Yeah.
further. There's a statement in here.
They weren't going to endorse.
There, excuse me, ma'am.
But
Is this how you're going to be on the school board if you get elected?
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Let's vote so.
Yeah!
We need fighters. If you guys are interested in the truth, and if you're interested in knowing what actually happened, and you hadn't been a member last year, clear and simple, the Elite County Republican Executive Committee never endorsed, never chose,
nobody ever used the word
Have you
endorse.
asked the candidates to stop
never
Anybody
using the
ever
word
supported
endorse?
these
I'll
school
be
board
happy to
candidates.
send it to
Ma'am,
you.
Candidates say
Please, a
I'll be
point of
happy to
information.
send
You
it.
have to address it.
Candidates have said they're going to.
Stop saying endorse. She's made that point.
But he's
For-
making it over
for
and
the
over
record,
again purposely.
the Lee County Republican Executive Committee never chose, never supported, never did anything to show who they were supporting regarding the school board candidates. We were spending
Point of information.
I rise for a point of
we were
order.
spending 2
I
hours
rise for a
tonight.
point of
Point of
order.
information.
We were spending 2
I
hours
rise for a
tonight.
point
There
of
are
order.
emails,
I second that.
There are
Come on.
emails between Mr. Caldwell and Pastor Roper that address this very situation.
Point
There
of
are
order, Mr.
emails
Chairman. You're supposed to
between
be
Pastor
unbiased in
Roper.
any.
What's that?
This is not working.
And then jump on.
Address it by email to the REC members.
Yeah, that's a good
Adjourn the
idea.
meeting. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in.
Aye.
Aye.
All right, meeting's adjourned.
Thank you. If you spent.
If anybody would like to speak to me afterwards, I'm more than happy
Yeah.
to.
Or me.
I would like to.
As well.
Yeah, well, I guess we're.